Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take 1.
Action!
AKAPAD, welcome back to another episode. It's the weekend. We're right smack in the middle of all this wicked Wizard of Oz promotion, and that's exactly what we're doing here. And you guys know the podcast, AKAPAD Film Buff Podcast. On the weekends, we do cartoons, animations, and outside of that, we do deep dives into franchises and interpretations and adaptations. Just a quick example, everything you're seeing now with the Wizard of Oz rollout that we've been doing throughout the week, I try and bring you a kaleidoscope perspective of all the different adaptations, the positions, the creators, and the types of content / entertainment around some of these franchises. Now, we did that for Fantastic Four, we did that for Shazam, we did that for Superman, so on and so forth. The deep dive that we're doing, and this somewhat started in 2024, of Wizard of Oz, it illustrates one clear thing to me. Wizard of Oz is the greatest fantasy universe that we ever have. And I know there's so many of you out there, and I love them as much as you. You want to say Lord of the Rings. But the things I see from Wizard of Oz, because it's been widely adapted upon inception, there wasn't a longing for Wizard of Oz adaptation like there was for Lord of the Rings. There's just more meat on the bone, we'll call it. There's more fat in the gut when it comes to Wizard of Oz. I grew up and Universal releasing Wicked this weekend as they did a year ago. I grew up Wizard of Oz being a Thanksgiving thing. It was on TV. You could sit down and watch it. And that transitioned into a Christmas story, becoming a Christmas Day, where TBS and TNT, as they did was Wizard of Oz, would just have it on repeat forever. Now, originally, I believe it was ABC that aired Wizard of Oz around this time, and then TBS and TNT picked up the rights, never let go. They may even bought MGM, like the MGM library, the film rights, because that's where Turner Classic Movies come from. All this stuff. We don't want to get into that, but we want to get into a missing key to Wizard of Oz being locked in for Thanksgiving, and that's today's episode. Thanksgiving in the Land of Oz. I thought this was a joke when it came across my research. I was delighted to find a full VHS version, VHS recorded version with commercials on YouTube. It first aired November 15th, 1980. Ran for about 2 years. This, we can argue, this is the beginning of Wizard of Oz becoming a part of the Thanksgiving world. Wizard of Oz is embedded in Thanksgiving culture, American culture. It's linked to a major national holiday. And this can be the beginning of it. We get something also highly significant in this. We get some amazing villains. I love the villain in this. He turns a giant turkey. We see 2 giant turkeys in this, and one of them is Tyrone. Tyrone, the terrible toy tinker. So there's a black and white silent Wizard of Oz movie where the toy guy, I believe, is on the throne of Oz. I believe this might be a spin or interpretation of an existing character within the book. This goes right into our second point. So Tyrone is this wacky, crazy wizard. He gets turned kind of good, favorable towards Dorothy by the end, because you can say no to Dorothy. Dorothy gets returned to Oz from the wizard hot air balloon. He has a giant green turkey hot air balloon because it's Thanksgiving, and she gets whisked away to Oz. When she gets into Oz, we have a cast of characters. We can call this Generation 2 of the Oz characters. Generation 1 being everything we saw in that MGM musical. But here, we have a precursor to everything we see in Return to Oz. Jack Pumpkinhead, he's in this. TikTok, the walking clock dude, he's in this. 5 years later, Return to Oz with Fairuza Balk would hit the big screen. Return to Oz, what I consider to be the greatest of the Wizard of Oz sequels or adaptations, it's the one that feels truest to a little bit of that creepiness we get from those books. Now, have I read the books? I have not, but yeah, in full disclosure, I watch YouTube videos on it. So I know the history, I know the lore, having gotten dirty into the grit of the text. Hopefully, I will someday. And hopefully that's soon. So with full disclosure, there's a grittiness and a darkness to some of the books. You always hear this. You hear this about a lot of children's books. You hear this about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, so on and so forth. Return to Oz leans in that direction, unlocks it. Wicked, the novels do that. Wicked itself, the Broadway musical, the interpretation or the adaptation, and then the movie adaptation of the adaptation. There's a dark side to Oz. There's a dark side to the world and the society and the dangers of it. The beginning of that in the modern age, we can directly connect to Thanksgiving in the Land of Oz. Tyrone, the toy tinkerer, who his whole scheme, I mean, it's a really good scheme. He's got toys, he can bring them to life, and he has an instant army. You can do very little to compete against that. Your only competition against that is, well, to turn them. And like I said, Dorothy being Dorothy, she gets the job done. This blew me away, and I watched it while I was working out yesterday. I was my fiance was running a marathon. I had time to kill between dropping her off, meeting back up with her and some of her relatives, because I was pretty much the pack mule, had things to carry and drop off to people. So during that time, I did two things at once. And while I'm watching this and working out, my mind is blown. This is also part toy commercial. There's a lot of Mattel commercials around this. You want to say this is potentially the beginning of what we see with G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Thundercats, where the toy companies get involved with animation and they make their own commercials for their own toy lines. You want to say that there's funding, there's money exchanged around this production to sell toys. So it's, to me, it's a crossroads. There's a lot of interesting bullet points. And largely, this is something not discussed at all when it comes to Wizard of Oz commentary. And I believe it's as important as the resurgence of Return to Oz or the longevity of Return to Oz that leads directly into everything that we see in Wicked. So there's a transition here. So we're going to cut this one. Now, the next one of these that we're doing is going to be Return to Oz. And I hope to do Emerald City after that. We're running out of time. I will do a personal show update soon to reveal a little bit more of the upcoming schedule and what to expect, because I will be blacking out for almost a full week. And you guys are going to get all that pre-recorded content in that time. So expect some of that. But yeah, it's Sunday. I'm resting. I'm supposed to be not doing anything on Sunday, but I really wanted to bring you guys this. I love you. Rock and roll.
Roll sound.
Rolling.
Sound production,
Let
take
me
two.
cut in. Sorry, AKAPADers. I know it's such a hot, passionate episode, but I'm breaking the flow real quick just to remind you guys. If you want to support me, one of the best, easiest, and free ways to do it, leave a comment. Give me a like. I know there's someone out there that you know that loves film as much as I do, that love the film industry as much as I. Show this to them. Comments, likes, and reviews, positive or negative, it doesn't matter. We need to increase our reach, and to do that requires you. Your involvement in everything that I do. We're linked. We're forever bound. You're the membrane. I'm the muscle. So guys, let's just do it. One review. Do you have it in you? Okay. back to the show.
Okay, that's a wrap.